My name is Sandy, and I've lived in London for 6 years. I'm from Montreal, and we moved here because of my husband's job at Western. I have 2 children, both adopted from China. I think the understanding is growing, but I think it's kind of one of those things, just like parenting of a child, that you can't really know what it's like unless you're living the experience. I think if you're not in the adoption world, you can sort of have a limited understanding of it, but you can't really understand it unless it's your own experience.
Certainly it's still misunderstood. Are adoptees the same as adopting a pet that you don't like and you throw it away? So certainly adoption's misunderstood, and I think it's terrible that incidents like that happen, first of all, and that they're portrayed in such a way that my daughter has to read, is adoption the same as adopting a freaking dog that you can return? So, and is it misunderstood? Yes, absolutely. Everywhere you go, there's still a lot of misinformation, and the supports aren't quite where they should be. They're not adoption friendly, mental health, physical health. They don't get adoption as well as they should.
There are many reasons to why parents want to adopt. Sometimes it's because they actually just want to adopt a kid and not have kids of their own. But for the majority of the time, it's because they cannot have kids of their own. I asked the parents why they chose to adopt over having their own children.
My name is Carrie. I have 2 daughters from China, a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old. My husband and I adopted in 2004, and they're fantastic little girls. We're very, very lucky and blessed. I couldn't have children biologically, and we had a lot of love to share, and we wanted to be a family. And I don't know, China just seemed the right place for us, and very, very lucky that we made that choice.
My name is Sam Rogers, and let's see, I am the oldest of 5 children in my family, and my husband is one of 3, the middle of 3 boys, so no girls in that family. When we got married, though, he said he'd like to have all girls. I said, can't promise you anything. So, we stepped into adoption, after many years of trying to have children, and it was something that I had always been open to. I'm a teacher, and I teach children with special needs. So I've worked in the school system with all kinds of families, and I've always been quite open to all types, I guess you could say, But my husband's 12 years older than I am, so getting him to step into the adoption realm wasn't really difficult, but it was, for him, it was, sort of taking a look at where life was for him and thinking, in a certain number of years, I should be focusing on retirement, not starting a young family. So that was a big thing for us, but it all worked out.
A question I get all the time about my adoption is whether I want to meet my real mom or not, or if I want to go looking for my brothers or sisters. My sister Becky answered a few questions about how she felt about meeting her birth mom.
I don't really have a desire on finding my birth parents. I have parents. I think it might be complicated. Once they get to know you, they might feel like you obviously are a part of them. Your genetics are through them and everything like that. So they might feel like they're, your parents, which they're not. So I wouldn't want to have any complications like that or have to go through any of those sort of feelings. But I would like to find my birth sister, so I think that would be kind of cool.
Personally, I'm the kind of person who would like to meet their parents. I feel like it might answer a lot of questions that I've been having for most of my life, and then I'll be able to see where I came from and what my roots are. This doesn't mean that I'm going to leave my parents that I have now, because that's definitely not the case. The parents I have now are my parents. These other people are just strangers to me that happen to give birth to me. In no way can they replace what I have now and the family that I have now as well. Even though adoption is still in the dark, it's becoming more well known these days, which is a good thing because that gives people like me who were born in a third world country a chance at a better life. My sister Becky said that she would rather have the life she lives now than have the life that she could have lived.
I could have grown up completely different, had way less than half the things that I have now, in a really big city where I probably would have gotten into a lot more trouble because obviously my parents weren't capable of taking care of me. So sometimes I feel like things could have been extremely different for me, which they would have been. I've been given so much through the parents that I have now, so I feel like I've been given more.
Adoption is a second chance for us kids. We get parents that are probably better suited for us, and we get a better life. Adoption is also a nice alternative if you can't have kids. Even though they are not biologically your kids, you'll always feel as though you're their mother. Unfortunately, there are still thousands of children waiting to be adopted. Now that adoption is becoming better known, hopefully we can help make lives better for many children around the world and help them come home.